Revolts against British rule. The rule of English East India Company antagonized each section of people in every part of the country. They exploited the country through their economic policies, and the most affected section was the peasantry. Early revolts. The first major revolt broke out soon after the occupation of Bengal by the British in 1757. Fakirs and sannyasis led the revolt and peasants were the participants. British troops were initially defeated and it took 30 years for them to suppress the revolt. Another revolt was by Farizis, who were Muslims, and this revolt was also against the oppression of the peasants by the British. Bill revolt continued from 1817 to 1831. In northeastern province, a revolt was led by Uti Singh against the British. Majority of the Zamindars submitted themselves to the British, but some polygars revolted against the British with the support of the local people, which were suppressed by the British very easily. Besides these, there were sepoys, munitis in Vellore in 1806 and at Barakpur in 1824. From 1830 to 1857, a powerful revolt broke out in Bengal and Bihar led by Wahhabis, a Muslim sect who had a large support of the peasantry. Revolt of 1857, Course and Nature. The great armed uprising which took place in India in 1857 was called by some historians as the First War of Independence. Due to the discontentment among all sections of people, this revolt was supported by one and all. Reasons for the revolt of 1857 can be divided into following categories. Political reasons. The British followed a policy of annexations displacing old ruling dynasties. Sindhu, Punjab and Awadh kingdoms were annexed to British India. The doctrine of lapse introduced by Dalhousie, the then Governor General of India, promoted further annexations. The ruler had no children. There was a practice of adopting a child. The rulers applied for permission to adopt a child. The Governor General refused and annexed their kingdoms. Economic reasons. The main reason for the revolt in 1857 and earlier revolts were the displeasure created among the peasantry and other artisans, especially weavers. In earlier times, the native Rajas provided irrigational facilities and other facilities to the farmers. The taxes were not collected during the period of drought and famines. Religious reasons. From 1813 AD, Christian missionaries entered into India with an intention to spread Christianity. Military reasons. The Indian soldiers formed 7/8 of the total of the government troops in India, but they could not get promotions as all the higher posts were reserved for the English. There was a great disparity between the salaries of Indian and European soldiers. This caused a high discontent among Indian troops. Course of revolt and its nature. The revolt started though on 23rd January 1857 at Dum and on 27th March at Barakpur. The historians have not given much importance to these occurrences. In February 1857, the infantry at Berhampur revolted against the British by refusing to accept the greased cartridges. Mangal Pandey, a soldier on 29th March, killed a lieutenant as he compelled him to accept the cartridge. About 85 Indian soldiers were sentenced to long periods of imprisonment. This revolt spread like wildfire in many parts of India. There were uprisings in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Bihar, Assam, Rajasthan and Sindh provinces, creating chaotic and panic conditions in those areas. In each of these places, the revolt was confined to army barracks and were suppressed by British, mostly by disarming the Indian sepoys. Suppression of the revolt. Delhi was recaptured by the British in September 1857 and Bahadur Shah was taken as a prisoner and was sent to Rangoon in Burma, where he died in 1862. His 3 sons were captured by the British and were shot dead. Throughout the revolt, Hindus and Muslims worked together. Though the revolt was suppressed by the end of 1858, it took many years to restore peace.